Off the Field with the HBC, presented by Chick-fil-A. Visit our locations on Forest Drive and Two Notch Road. When you tailgate, punt the burger, pass the chicken. Keenan Suggs, taking care of your insurance needs so you can get back to enjoying the game. And by James W. Smith Real Estate at the beach. Ask about our Gamecock off-season special.
You know, I know you let the players off for the weekend. So we talked about this last night about your routine on the road and what have you. But what's your routine for your off?
Yeah, we let the players off, the team off, the coaches off, the support staff, everybody. We're actually probably one of the few teams in the country that hasn't had an open date yet. Everybody has 2, and ours are after 6 games, and then I think after 9 games. So we'll have 3 in a row and have another open date. But I've always let the guys off for the weekend, let them sort of recharge their batteries and get ready to go the following week. So that's what we'll do this weekend. We'll practice briefly Thursday, and most of the guys are going to be excused from class on Friday because of the open date. So hopefully get coming back ready to finish up this season the right way.
Will you watch football over the weekend?
Certainly. There's so many good games on this weekend. Most of them involve the Western Division guys. But I got a lot of good friends, coaching over there. Mississippi State to Mississippi. Hugh Freeze, talked to him yesterday. Congratulated him on the big win over Alabama. And all those coaches, there's a lot of good games on.
Is this the right time for a bye week? Do you have a preference on bye weeks? Or when they happen?
No, that doesn't really matter. Looking back, we probably could use one after the 3rd or 4th game, but it doesn't really matter. We know what the schedule is to start with, and our schedule at the beginning of the season we thought was very favorable, and we've had a couple of losses here in a row. We couldn't hold the lead in the 4th quarter, so we're not playing our best, but. Hopefully our guys can recharge and we can do a better job coaching. Starting with me, we got to coach better and play better and try to finish up with a winning season, try to get to a bowl game, and go from there.
What kind of positives did you see out of this last game, Coach, out of the Kentucky game? What could you kind of hang your hat on in terms of?
Well, it was a disappointing finish, obviously. We ran for a whole bunch of yards. Running backs all played well. But I don't know how you get any positives out of losing the game. You certainly had a chance to win, which was the same as the Missouri game. But it's history, and we, as coaches, you always look back, oh boy, I wish I'd called that play, I wish I'd called that defense or this, that, and the other. But you can't get them back. And once it's over, you try to regroup and learn from it and get ready for the next team.
On the whole, on the year, after 6 games, is there anything that you can really take that's positive all around? Any players that really stuck out to you?
Well, there's certainly, we beat Georgia. Yeah. That's the only positive I know of. And we beat East Carolina, which was a very good team. I think that's their only loss. And Georgia's only loss was to us. We scraped by Vandy, almost scraped by Kentucky. And, that's just sort of the team we are this year. We've had our chances to scrape by a couple of teams. We didn't do it, and got clobbered by Texas A&M. But I still believe we can play better. I may be wrong, but as coaches, we got to tell our players, come on now, we can play better than we're playing, and we need to coach better also.
Coach, it's out there, and I know the answer, but when I have more than 2 people ask me this question, say, well, Coach Spurrier's not going to get frustrated and quit, is he? I say, no, this just motivates him more.
Yeah, I know that question will start coming up when you coached as long as I have. But we got, one of the coaches today said, we got help coming on the way next year. We've got some defensive players that are on the way that we think can really help us and so forth. We do have an outstanding recruiting class. One of the top junior college linemen in the nation's committed to us. I can't use his name right now because he hadn't signed. But we do have some really good players on the way.
Yeah, I've used the word transition a little bit, Coach. It's kind of the way this year's sorting out. There's just a couple of pieces here and there that aren't in place.
It was interesting. Everybody picked us to win, and the East, or a lot of people did. And yet we had one defensive player make 3rd team All-SEC. And I said, well, wait a minute now. If we're supposed to win, are we going to have just one guy to make a third-team All-SEC? And I thought Sky Moore should have been first or second team or something like that, and some of these other guys. But the way we've played this year on defense, maybe that's where we are. We're just not quite as good. It just hasn't worked out. And I think we could have coached a little bit better on offense and defense and special teams. Special teams has done nothing this year, productive for us. So we're just a struggling bunch, but we've been in every game but one. So we got to believe we got a chance to win some close games as we finish up.
You talked about on your teleconference earlier this week that, you're a couple fourth-quarter finishes about away from being 5-1 right in the thick of things. As a head coach, is it easier to be 6-0 and get your teams motivated, and and then to be 3-3, you got to change your composure? How do you go about that as a head coach?
I've always tried to approach every game pretty similarly. Have a game plan, see if you can execute it, get your team fired up and ready to play. That's a big thing we have right now. We don't have a lot of rah-rah guys. We don't have guys with fired up energy flying around. Sherrod Golightly, I love the way he plays. He tries. He might miss a tackle or two here and there, and he might drop an interception. But he tries as hard as he can. He's all over the place, playing fast. And I wish we had the whole team doing that. But that's just sort of where we are right now. But again, a few plays here or there could be better or it could be worse. I mean, we could have lost to Georgia and East Carolina and Vanderbilt. So we're not a dominant team by any means. And we just got to keep coaching hard and trying to maybe get some different guys on the field, find out who your players are. A big part of coaching is recognizing who's a ball player. Some guys may look good in practice, when the game starts, don't play very well. So that's part of coaching, recognizing who your ball players are.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Okay, man. Talk to you next week.
Off the Field with the HBC was presented by Chick-fil-A. Visit our locations on Forest Drive and Two Notch Road. When you tailgate, punt the burger, pass the chicken. Keenan Suggs, taking care of your insurance needs so you can get back to enjoying the game. And by James W. Smith Real Estate at the beach. Ask about our Gamecock off-season special.